Hey there and welcome back. Today I'd like to get back on the off-road wrecker and fix one of the largest problems that I've had with it. The fuel tank is old and crusty and full of rust, so I'm going to be upgrading it with this new fuel tank. And not only is this fuel tank a stainless steel upgrade, but I'll be doing some more changes to it to make it even more useful. The first new addition to this tank is this return line over here. If I want to switch to a regulator that uses a return line to the tank, a regulator that uses a return line is much more accurate than regulators that don't. And a lot of regulators today have trouble coping with the low pressures that you need for a carburetor unless they have this return line. The next addition I'm going to make is installing one of these hydromats. This is a really neat product wherein any point of this that touches the fuel, it's able to wick it up and suck it up out of the tank. So even if only this bottom inch here was in the fuel and the rest of this was out of the fuel because either my fuel tank level was low or I was on a hill where it was tilting the fuel away from the pickup, it would be able to suck it up and I wouldn't starve my engine for fuel. Since this is going to be shoved down inside the fuel tank, I'm going to need to go grab the fuel sender off of the old fuel tank so that I can make sure that the float isn't going to hit this and keep it from working properly. So let's go get that off of the old tank now. Unfortunately, with the new sling holder, it does cover up the hole. There's a little panel there that gets removed to get access to the fuel sender and the top of the fuel tank. So I'll have to unbolt this big bracket in order to get access to taking that cover off. Getting this out of here is going to be pretty heavy, so I'm going to use the crane on the wrecker to get this out of here. Let's get this cover off. Looks like we have a bunch of sand hollow dirt on top of here. Let's get this blown off. This section right here is the fuel pickup, and over here is the fuel sender. So I need to disconnect the wire running to it, and then we can pop this out. There we go. There's the sender. If we look at the fuel sender, our wire was pointing backwards and the float was over here. This is the rear of the truck here. This is the front of the truck up here. So our float was activating this way. That means if we put the hydromat here, it's going to be out of the way of our float and it's not going to be interfering with that. We can also position our hydromat where we want it because this is offset. So if this was over here, this might put the hydromat over here in the way of the float. But if I move it here, I'll move the hydromat right in line here in the center of the tank, and that's where I think I want that to be, so that when this is mounted here, the float action is over to the side away from the hydromat. If I hold this over the edge, you can see it's going to be way too tall. I'm going to cut my pipe back to about right here, and then I can use a hose to get the depth of this exactly right. Looking at that, now I just need a short hose to go in between these. This looks like a good height. The hose will add a little bit of squish and hold it down to the bottom of the tank. Now we'll get everything installed. I'm sealing everything with Hylamar. And these little screws for the sender have little O-rings on them. The new fuel tank is assembled, so let's get the old one out of the truck. If we look underneath the truck, we have two straps that hold the tank on. And then over here, above the spring, we have a hose for the filler neck and for the vent hose. I'll get the drain plug out, get the fuel drained out of the tank, and get this removed. Oh boy. I think I might break my ratchet. This long breaker bar can't do it. It's probably not coming off. Yeah, I might just rip this out of the bottom of the tank. There is another drain back here. It's not as far down as the other drain, but I'll see if I can get this one loose. There we go, this one's turning. I probably got 12 or 13 gallons of fuel out of that tank. I've set the old tank by the new tank and we can see the difference. The new tank is very square. The old tank, obviously, this would be very expensive to reproduce today. I've got all my attachments on. I have the hoses ready. Let's get the new tank in. I was having a hard time getting the tank in, so now I have taken the straps off and put them on the tank outside of the vehicle. And you can see that I had to use longer bolts here, and I'm going to have to put some spacers in there to keep the tank from not bouncing around and being secured correctly. And now that I have fitted these outside of the vehicle, these straps have now conformed to the new shape of this tank. The old tank had these recesses where the straps fit in, and so the new tank is much taller than the old tank and the straps don't fit quite as well. But now that I have this test fitted and I have my spacer sizes, I can get this back up in the vehicle. I finally have the new fuel tank in, and now I need to put in a drain plug. I have the sender and fuel outlet connected. Everything is back together, but before I put the plate back on, I want to put fuel in this and test it, see if there's any issues. Before I put any fuel in, I want to make sure that my fuel gauge does read empty. So let's turn the vehicle on. That will cycle. And yes, it is reading empty. I just put some fuel in it and the fuel gauge is still reading empty. So I think we need to go check out that sender. This tank came with screws for the sender and they have little rubber grommets underneath them. So I'm thinking that it's not grounded correctly. So let's run a wire directly to this to ground it out. I have it connected to the ground here on the winch. Now if we look in the cab, it does say that we have fuel. So I'm going to have to run an external ground wire directly to that sender. I've run a dedicated ground wire to the sender. Let's see if the tank works. So ignition on. I have 2 fuel pumps that I can switch between. Make sure the carb bowls are filled up. We're in neutral. Nothing yet. Try it again. Looks like it worked. The wrecker's been running for a while now, so I know it is getting fuel from the fuel tank. Now I can button everything up. And that's going to be it for today. I still have one big upgrade that I have planned for the off-road wrecker before I take it to the off-road games. So if you want to see more videos like this, comment below and click subscribe.